Hi, everybody, this is Gerald Rollies, and today I'm going to talk about another thing that's coming in. It's basically in my seminar called Purification Solutions for a Polluted World. And today's topic is zinc oxide, or more importantly, the toxic ingredients within many of these sunscreens as well as cosmetics that individuals, my patients, are putting on their skin. And clinical trials show that essentially when someone is actually applying anything on the skin, whether it be an oil like a sesame seed oil, witch oil, or if it's a sunscreen or a lotion or cosmetic, about 60 to 80% of it does get absorbed into the bloodstream. Okay. And so we know that this phenomenon does take place because we see individuals who are on estrogen patches, who are on nicotine patches. We know that individuals, we can actually absorb things through our skin. And it's very important to be aware of what are the ingredients that you're absorbing through your skin and into your body. And when we look at sunscreens, I am for vitamin D. There is an epidemic of vitamin D deficiency out there. And obviously many individuals are scared of having sunburn or chapped lips. And these are indicative that there is a possibility of a nutrient deficiency, specifically to vitamin F and possibly calcium. Now, when we have vitamin D production take place in our skin when we're outdoors, we are actually producing vitamin D all throughout our skin, and it is starting to take away the calcium away from our skin, thus leading to the symptoms of sunburning or chapped lips. And it's important that we counter that. Now, in my world of functional nutrition, we've learned that vitamin F, and there are certain foods that are very rich in vitamin F. We'll talk about vitamin F another day, but vitamin F actually counters the effect of vitamin D hyperproduction. And so we don't want to be scared of vitamin D production. At the same time, we want to be knowledgeable. Do we have sufficient amounts of vitamin F in our bodies? Do we have sufficient amount of calcium to get back to the skin? I have not worn personally sunscreen in the past 10, 11 years. Once I learned about these vitamins and these nutrients, specifically found in foods. And I have never had to wear sunscreen. In fact, I was just in Hawaii a few weeks ago and just out in the sun, hanging out on the beach. Now, of course, I'm going to take precaution if I am not used to being out in the sun for extended periods of time with intense heat, usually between the hours of 1 to 3 p.m. I'm going to be cognizant and perhaps take some cover, whether it's an umbrella or maybe I'm going to be underneath some trees that are providing some canopy, some sort of sun protection. But if I'm going to go out there, I am definitely not going to be applying sunscreen because I'm going to show you here from my actual seminar that there are chemicals within the sunscreens that most individuals are applying. And the first one is zinc oxide. And there's research showing that zinc oxide appears to be as a promising preservative for pharmaceutical cosmetics. It's also in sunscreens because it's actually reflective of the sun's UV rays, thus inhibiting vitamin D production. So the first aspect of applying sunscreens that I don't understand is why would you want to inhibit vitamin D production? That is such a vital nutrient that many individuals don't get from the diet sufficiently. And so we have to rely on getting it from our environment or being exposed to the sun. And so that's the first concept. The second is if it gets absorbed, what is going to prevent it from leading to lesions of the liver and the kidneys? What is preventing this zinc oxide, which is a toxic form of zinc? Remember, we do need zinc for proper hormone balancing, hydrochloric acid production, immune function, healthy skin. However, certain forms of zinc are actually more toxic. Now, obviously, if you're consuming zinc from a food, then that's the ideal form to get it into your body. But if you're getting it from zinc oxide, what is preventing your body from not having it impact the liver and the kidneys negatively? Here's an even additional PubMed resource that you can go on PubMed.gov, and it says chronic dietary zinc oxide nanoparticles can lead to tissue accumulation and physiological responses. And chronic dietary exposure to zinc oxide nanoparticles might affect kidney and liver function. And I have a case here with this individual. This is a patient who had started developing actual bumps along the elbows as well as the legs and the knees. And you can see all of that, essentially the kidneys and the liver are responsible for detoxing heavy metals. And in this situation, who shared this particular story. So it's very important to know that, and in this story, I'll give you the synopsis, is where the individual went out traveled to Mexico, applied sunscreen, and then upon returning from the week-long trip of applying sunscreen every day, on my evaluation, I found that there was zinc toxicity, and I had inquired, did you apply any sunscreen? The answer was yes. And then I educated this individual that, hey, we need vitamin F as well as calcium as a natural counter to hypervitamin D production when we're exposed in the sun, rather than applying sunscreens that contain zinc oxide. So naturally for this individual, we found that kidney detox support was essential to open up the detox pathways, and then the skin started to clear rather quickly, probably within 2 days or so. So we always want to think of skin. If there is any issues developing with the skin, there's a possible detox challenge. Remember, the skin is a detox organ. Unfortunately, it's not most comfortable detox organ. So acne, rash, itching, psoriasis, that's indicative that there's some underlying inflammation and something's trying to exit the body, but is unable to do so through the liver, through the kidneys, through the gallbladder, the lymph, and thus it's making its way out through the skin. All right. And I also want to share with you that some individuals are scared of the sun because of this potential fear of skin cancer. Now, that's a valid concern. However, you also have to be concerned about the fact that certain sunscreens have been recalled due to their cancer-causing abilities, and that's got to do with some of the ingredients. Okay, so I just want to point out this video that if you are applying anything on your skin, just make sure that you are comfortable consuming it directly in your mouth, knowing that 60-80% of the ingredients are going to go into your body. And then what are you doing to make sure that your liver, your kidneys, your lymph, your bowels are properly eliminating these toxins so that they don't get stuck within your system and wreak havoc? Okay, if you have any skin issues that you want to have addressed, make sure you feel free to reach out and you find out what the underlying toxin that's being held within the body, trying to escape through the skin is, and we can help you out with that. All right, I hope this information is helpful for you. Stay away from the zinc oxide. Definitely get zinc from your food supply, and make sure that you can do everything possible to stay healthy and happy. And if you are also scared of getting sunburn, chapped lips, make sure you have balanced calcium levels. It's not try to get more calcium, because if you have too much calcium, then you're going to start developing deposits throughout the body, because the body, if it can't eliminate the excess of calcium, it's going to put it in different areas of the body. So always remember, with nutrition, stick with food and work with a balanced diet. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us anytime.